This is the restroom. It's for everyone, so make sure you keep it clean. Even I'm house trained after all.
So impressions for Astral Chain on the Nintendo Switch. Overall, so far I'm about 4 to 5 hours into it, and I'm really stinking enjoying it. Now, to be honest with you, Platinum Games to me can be an amazing developer. I'm a huge fan of the Bayonetta series. I tote around that proudly because I love Bayonetta 1 and 2, and I cannot wait for 3 to come out. However, when it came to Nier, I thought it was a good game, but I really didn't see its hype value. So I came into Astral Chain very hesitantly. But it opened up with some beautiful graphics, kick-ass soundtrack, and some really solid combat. Now, the story itself isn't too bad so far. It's pretty generic. A situation where the world is ending and only you can save it. But you are given a Legion, and I thought the Legion concept was very interesting. At first, it was a little hard to get used to, because I almost tried to treat it like a twin-stick shooter, where I was trying to control too much on the Legion and not enough letting the Legion do its thing. Now, through your attacks, you can do combos with it, and overall just fight on top of your normal attacks using the Legion. It is an extension of your body in a sense. And once you get past the thought of using it as a twin-stick shooter, you let the Legion do his thing, and he'll wreck things like it's no tomorrow. Now, main character, I really wish the main character was voice acted. You get to pick between one of two brother-sister, and the other one is voice acted just fine. And the voice acting in the game is very good. A lot of good emotion showing, and overall great lines of dialogue. But I really do wish that the main character did have a voice. It always takes me out of the situation or out of a game when I have a main character that is just nodding. It's a pet peeve of mine, and it drives me insane. However, the gameplay is solid. Combat is really good. It is almost like a Dark Souls, Legend of Zelda. You're going to be Z-targeting sometimes, dodging, hitting when they're open, and really taking advantage of the ground around you. Boss fights are really interesting as well so far. And I love the concept of using the Legion to wrap up enemies, to chain them, and get a few good attacks in, to a clothesline concept. It works really well. And from what the story is alluding to, you're going to unlock those other Legions, and you're going to be able to switch between them depending on what you need. And each one's going to have its own abilities. And they also have their own upgrades, so you're going to be spending your experience that you gain throughout the missions and putting them back into yourself, into your equipment, and into your Legion. Now, between fights is where the game kind of dips a little low so far. You have almost a detective phase where you're going around talking to people, talking to other police officers, civilians, and helping them, sometimes doing little side quests for them. And it can get a little old because it is just basically running around talking to people for the most part. And I really wish there was a little more to it than that, but there really isn't. My biggest issue I've ran into is when you use the Legion to jump across a chasm or from ramp to ramp. I run into the issue that if you don't have it lined up just right, you'll clip the side and you'll just fall. So you have to do the whole thing all over. So you do have to get it just right. But with everything else, coming from the frame rates to the color palette to the art style, I thought everything jived up just right for this kind of a title. It's exciting in its specific parts, and these low points let you really take in the atmosphere and the surroundings. And again, it's got probably one of the best soundtracks of 2019 in a video game. So far, I've been really stinking enjoying the game, and I've touched base with it. I play it for a little bit, I go away for a little bit, I come back and forth. Mainly because there's so many titles going on right now, but also because it lets me do that. I do a mission, I can walk away. I can do a mission and walk away. I'm not forced into always pushing forward, like constant battles or anything like that. Should you buy it? If you like that kind of concept of having two different characters fighting on the screen, if you like your Z target fighting, yeah. And again, you're going to dash in a bit of the detective things to there, and that's an alright concept. Just keep that in mind that you will have those down points. However, I definitely think it's worth picking up. Nintendo is knocking it out of the park so far this year with titles, and Astral Chain doesn't let us down. So that about wraps up the impressions for Astral Chain. If you would like to see some gameplay footage on it, click the link to your left. That'll take you to a running playlist of a whole bunch of no commentary on it. And if you're more interested in the channel, click the link to your right. That'll take you right there. You can see all the other games that we're playing right now and enjoy some of them. So until next time, you guys, stay frosty.